Alright guys, today we're going to talk about data representations. So again, I'm not going to show you guys how to go through these necessarily. We're just going to go through some problems and look at the type of things that you guys might see. Alright, so Karen and Henry each sold food at the fair. The table below shows the total number of corn dogs Karen sold at different times of the day. So Karen's information is all in this table. Henry uses the equation below to show the number of hot dogs each he sold after T hours. So what I see from this is that he is selling about 14 hot dogs per hour. Which statement about Karen and Henry is true? Alright, before I can even fathom comparing these two things, I need to write an equation for Karen. So since it's a table, I'm going to do change in y over change in x. So time is my x, corn dogs is my y. So I'm going to do 56 minus 42 over. Now, be really, really careful, okay? Because the difference between 2 p.m. and 12 p.m. is actually only 2 hours. That's the difference. It's not 2 minus 12, it's 2 hours. 56 minus 42 is going to leave you with 14 divided by 2, and that leaves me with 7. So Karen's equation is H equals 7T. So she's selling about 7 hot dogs per hour. Now I can go ahead and compare these. Which statement about Karen and Henry is true? The rate that Henry sells hot dogs is half the rate that Karen sells corn dogs. Well, that cannot be true because Henry is selling 14 an hour and Karen is only selling 7. If it was half the rate that Karen sells corn dogs, then that means Henry would only be selling about 3.5, and that's not even possible. So I can go ahead and erase that as an answer choice. The rate that Henry sells hot dogs is double the rate that Karen sells corn dogs. All right, let's look and see if that's true. That means that the number of hot dogs that Henry sells has to be double the amount that Karen sells. Well, if I do 7 times 2, that's going to give me 14, so this answer choice is correct. All right, let's move on to another one. All right, guys, let's look at this next one. I have Wyatt and Shira that are both opening savings accounts on the same day. The table and graph below show their individual savings after several months. All right, before I can compare these, again, I need to write an equation for them. So again, for Wyatt, it's going to be change in y over change in x. So I'm going to have 49.20 minus 30.75 over 8 minus 5. That's going to come out to 18.45 divided by 3, which is 6.15, which means that Wyatt is saving $6.15 every month. I'm going to erase this so it looks nicer. All right, I also went ahead and wrote an equation. The total months equals the total amount of money equals $6.50 saved per month. So now my next thing is to look at Kira. Now, although it may be hard to see, there is a clear point right here at 143.20, which means that after 20 months, she has $143 in her account. Let's see how much she's saving. The easiest way to figure this out, especially if you don't have a clear y-intercept and a clear point, is just to do y over x. If they opened a savings account on the same day, we can assume that they both started out with nothing in their account. So I can do 143 over 20. 143 divided by 20 is $7.15. So Chira's equation is T equals total account in money, total money in account equals $7.15 M. Now I can start to compare these. Chira has more money in her savings than Wyatt, but she saves less per month. Well, I immediately know that that is not true because Chira is saving $7.15 while Wyatt is only saving $6.15. So she's not saving less per month. I can go ahead and X out answer choice D. Chira will have about 30 more in her savings than Wyatt after 30 months. Well, let's go ahead and test that. Make a little line here. 30 more in her savings account after 30 months. 30 months is my key information here because I know I can plug 30 in for M. So T equals 7.15 times 30. And likewise, and this is Chira, this will be Wyatt, T equals 6.15 times 30. Now, if I multiply 6.15 times 30, that's going to come out to $184.50. And likewise, if I multiply 7.5 times 30, that's going to come out to $214.50. So, answer choice C. Chira will have about 30 more in her savings than Wyatt after 30 months. Well, I can see the difference here between 184 and 214 is 30. So C is going to be our correct answer. Let's go ahead and look at one more.